everyone. How are you? I want to welcome to the show the beautiful Miss Samantha Brooks. She is a mortgage broker, a businesswoman, a financial strategist. She's been featured on CTV, BNN, and CP24, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, I am so super excited to have you on the show, girl.
It's so exciting to be here. Thank you, Falesha, for having me.
Yes. So the reason why I really wanted to touch base with you and to have you here and, just to kind of talk about it now, for those of you who are just now tuning in, Samantha's video just went viral with respect to her picking up and leaving and moving down south to Texas. Now, I know it's been quite a journey. And a lot of people have been DMing you and texting you and calling you and trying to figure out exactly how did you do this? So we have some questions, girl, and we need to hash them all out because everyone wants to know.
I know everyone wants to know. It has been overwhelming over this last week. I needed time to actually pause yesterday because it's a lot. There's actually a little bit of a burden on
Mhm.
me because it's heavy to hear the sad stories
Mm.
of a lot of single moms, like a lot of women are single moms like myself,
Yeah.
who are struggling. Now, I wasn't struggling. It's just for me, my situation was I never had to budget because I made enough money. I
Yeah.
made enough money not to budget. Of course, you're still supposed to, and I know that's kind of
Yeah.
irresponsible of me, but I just didn't really have to be too concerned. I was conservative enough where I wasn't just blowing out my income or whatever. But so I was always like safe in that way. But I
Yeah.
noticed that things like money was just flying out of my hand. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, wait a minute, something isn't right. And so then really started looking at the cost of everything. And I'm like, wait, the
Yeah.
cost has gone up. Taxes are got like going up. And the taxes are going up again. I couldn't, sorry, my phone is gonna ring and I should have anyways. So the cost continues to go up and I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, if this continues and the carbon tax is gonna go up next year, this was last year,
Yeah.
I don't know how this is gonna work for
Mhm.
myself or for Canadians and moving forward. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and house prices, and I'm a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
I also study economics, right? So I understand how the economy is functioning and what's happening. And I'm like, wait a minute, we're gonna be taxed at like 40%.
Mhm.
And then, those who are employees are getting taxed even more on their income. And then you're getting taxed on your goods. So
Gosh, I know. So that's what motivated you, I guess, to leave Canada and go to Texas, right?
yeah, because I'm just like, wow, there's too many taxes. I
How did you
want to take
decide on
some of the
Texas though? Like out of all the different states, how did you decide on Texas?
doesn't have state tax. They don't have
Nice.
state tax, right? So when you're on your cost of goods and
Mm-hmm.
services, there's no state tax.
Mm.
When you're paying for something, you're paying for the not the true value of it, but you're paying less because you're not paying an
Mm-hmm.
additional 23% in taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm talking with the extra carbon tax and then the HST.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was just like, look, I said to my daughter, we had gone we went to Vegas, went to Florida, we went to Texas. Um, we went to a number of places, and honestly, when we came to Texas, it was just like we felt like we were home. So I asked my daughter, would you be okay if we moved to
Yeah.
Texas? And she was like, yeah, yeah. So
So what was that
that's how
whole
we got.
process like? Like in terms of, did you have to even get, a green card or a visa? I know you get this question a lot. People are kind of, reluctant to even think about that because they think that, oh my God, I don't have that or it's so expensive. Like, where are we with that whole process and how necessary is it?
So okay, so when we came to Texas and we decided that we wanted to move here, we were already here when we decided. So I just started looking at different neighborhoods. We had a rental car. So we went like everywhere for 4 days. We checked out different little pockets, neighborhoods, and all of that stuff. So we knew exactly where kind of we wanted to live. We live in like the Oakville of Toronto, but it's like the Oakville of Houston.
A little
So
bit on the
it's safe.
outskirts.
Yeah, on the outside, of course. Yeah, absolutely. cost of living is higher where we live compared to if we were closer to Houston. So,
Nice.
and it's still cheap,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just one of those things. So we just checked out different pockets. We fell in love with it. I actually, because we went to different apartment buildings because we would be renting first. I got the application. I got pricing on different units. I got pricing on different sizes. I got all the numbers before I even left Texas. And then I went home and I knew I was in love with one of the apartments, which is the one that we are in now. And I filled out the application. It didn't take long. It was like a few minutes. I sent out paperwork literally within 20 minutes of me sending in my income.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't have credit in the US.
Right, right.
So I think I qualified based on income. 20 minutes later, they're like, oh, you've been approved. I'm like, huh?
Talk a little bit about that as well. So when you did get approved, you're like, whoa, I got approved. What was that process? Like your first and last, your security, like here being a Canadian, like how hard was that for you to navigate through?
No. So if you're a Canadian or you don't have a social security number, they actually look at your income. That's pretty much how they're qualifying you. So I had to provide, you either have to provide like a job letter and a pay stub or like a month or 2 months worth of bank statement, something like that. For me, because I'm self-employed, I had to do 3 months bank statements to show deposits, and they wanted my last year's tax assessment. So I sent that in, and that was it.
Wow. And did they
Yeah.
ask you for like first, last month and security deposit?
Nope. No, they don't have that here. They thought so people thought I was crazy because I was like, okay, so what's first and last month? So you have like, first and last month, what's the security deposit? And they were just like looking at me like I was crazy. So I asked that at the first apartment, and I was like, okay. She just looked at me like I was kind of crazy. And so I came to another apartment, and they were just like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, don't you have to pay first month and last month's rent
And
and like a security deposit and like all these other things, and like, you know what I mean? And they're just like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's why the other girl was looking at me like I was crazy. So yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
A
So
year
literally,
you'll be out of pocket, like could be $8,000 by the time you're done with it because you got the first month, you got the last month, you got the security deposit. And if you're on average renting a whole house per se, that's $3,500 to $4,500 per month. So doing the math times it by 3, and you just literally had to give the first month.
just first month. And I remember I didn't come till the 4th of January. So I only had to pay for, I think, like 26 days.
Wow.
Right? So it was like 1,700, maybe even 1,800. I can't even remember. But anyways, that's all I had to pay for. And then there's like an application fee, which was like $75. And
I'll take it.
yeah, right. There's like an application fee for $75. I can't remember. There's like a few little other small fees, and that's literally it. Then the next month, because in Texas, I don't know why they do this, but they give you 1 month free.
What? So
Yes.
not only are we cheap and don't have any state taxes, but let me just put a cherry on top and give you 1 month free. Wow.
So I got 1 month free for February. So I moved in January. Remember, I didn't pay the whole month.
Right.
And then I didn't have to pay for February. And then March, I got a $300 discount. I don't even know what it was for. They just saw a discount, 300, and I'm like, okay. So,
now from a logistics standpoint, like with respect to your move itself, how was that? Was it challenging? Like just transporting your actual belongings across the border? What was that like?
oh my gosh. So that was probably my biggest stress. I'll be honest with you. So because I didn't know, obviously I had to pack up my whole house and everything, and had to hire a moving company. I got 3 different quotes, picked the cheapest one. Was it no, the middle? I picked the middle one. And it was still good. And they actually shipped my car. They gave me a discount on my car. So my car was on a 50-foot truck and everything. But that was kind of tricky for me. Because I didn't know like how I was gonna get my furniture to the US and what type of questions I was gonna get, and like immigration and all that other stuff. So this is where it gets really good. So the moving company is one that actually helped me, because they have to know how to move you, obviously, from Canada to the US because they're international.
Yeah.
So they told me, I said to them, well, I was gonna drive a U-Haul, but they're like, why would you want to do that? It's crazy. Like, now you're gonna get questions. So you move your stuff through a moving company, and they handle all the paperwork.
Wow.
They handle all the paperwork. Yes. So you just have to fly in or drive separately, and then you're just going over as a snowbird. So because Canada and the US have a treaty,
Yeah.
we're allowed to stay here for up to 6 months on our B2 visitors visa.
Yes.
So you can come back and forth until your visa is completed, but you're
Nice.
not allowed to work in the US. So you're not allowed to work here. That's the only thing. So that's, you have to make sure you follow the rules. If you break the rules, you won't stand a chance in getting your visa.
Mhm.
So yeah, the logistic part of it was, had to get the moving company.
Yeah.
They're the ones that advised me on everything I need to do, how I needed to do it, put my car on the truck, ship that over. Yep, and I'm
Wow.
here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in terms of like banking and healthcare, and other essential services like that, is there like a difference that you notice with respect to all of that right now? And how do you plan on still, obtaining that stuff being, because you're still a Canadian citizen, right?
Yeah, so the banking was tricky to
Mm,
open up a bank account. And so one of the things I'm going to be putting in my digital product is how to open a bank account in the US as a Canadian citizen. Like honestly, it's difficult.
yeah.
And my daughter, we weren't successful with my daughter because she doesn't have a social security number, right? And she's not self-employed and I don't have my visa. So we couldn't open one for her. Now, and that was initially until I registered my business.
Ooh.
So once I registered my business, see little cheat codes, right? I registered the business. I am now able to issue her a job letter. She now works for me.
Nice. Ooh, the
And now
loophole.
the
Yeah.
address is there. She works for me. Boom.
Because
Now
she
she has
doesn't have an
a
EIN
bank account.
number. So,
Yeah.
wow, that's
Now,
amazing.
now she has, well, she has proof like she's working for like a Canadian and whatever. So as long as she's working under that EIN, even if she's a Canadian, she's now able to get a bank account. And again, they're so helpful here. Like this is the vice president of Chase Bank who
Wow.
gave me the information, right? Right?
Wow.
Because they see I think partially because one, I'm Canadian, and two, my not my net worth, but my income, right? You go in and you bring your stuff and whatever. So they're just like, okay. So they're helping to make things happen. And yeah, they're so helpful. So you know what? Issue my daughter a job letter with her address on it, and she was able to get a job. I mean, get her bank account.
Wow. Wow. Now, overall, is there anything just looking back that you wish you had known or done differently
Yes.
during this entire
Yes.
process?
Yes.
What is it? Tell us.
Yes. I wish I would have started my visa process from Canada.
Hmm.
However,
And why?
I now know why
Yeah.
I couldn't have started it in Canada. And the reason being is I needed to be here to get all the fine details because there's all this information isn't online. It's just not online. Until you go through the process, that's how you're going to learn. And
Yeah.
so I had to be here to go through it. And I truly believe everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So part of that reason is me coming here, learning it, and now I can teach other people how to do that. Because that's not information that you just can't obtain that. Like you just don't know.
Sometimes God uses you as a tool, girl, and you just gotta accept it.
And I feel like that's what's happening because
Yeah.
holy
Yeah.
pivoting.
Yes. Because now you can help so many people who are, either contemplating number one, they want to be a snowbird and they want to go to the States, 6 months of the year and then come back home 6 months. Or two, somebody who's out there that's like, I'm just done and I really need, a helping hand to help me just move all my stuff, like what Samantha did, right? So I appreciate this call so much. I know you're going to have a bunch of goodies to give everybody with respect to like the digital program and all the information that they'll be able to get from you. And is there anything else that you maybe want to even add? Like what's the best, just to end off, what's the best advice that you can maybe give somebody who's watching this, who is sitting there and is just like, I need this escape. I need to know how to go about it or anything. What advice could you give them?
Make sure you're ready. okay? Make sure you're ready and make sure you're done. You have to be done with being, I can't say taken advantage of, but you have to be done with living in a controlled environment. That's all I have to say.
Mm,
You have to be done with that because
and
I just feel like we live in such a controlled country right now. And that's just something I didn't want my daughter to have to go through because obviously you and I weren't raised like that. She wasn't raised like that for the first part of her life. Why would I now change change the way she lives so that a government can control her? So make sure that you're done mentally with being controlled and then make that shift, because if you're not ready mentally, it's going to be very difficult. It was very difficult for me not to make the decision, but it was very difficult to get to Texas. It was not easy. I remember I'm a single mom. It cost me arm and leg. Also, remember, I don't budget. But I will show people how much it costs if you do, right? I was just like throwing money trying to get out of the country, right? Just okay, whatever, just get it all done. Just gotta hire so many movers, like it's crazy. But so yeah, just make sure there's that, and know that there is light on the other side. It's beautiful out today. I think it's like 22 degrees, sun's out. I don't know what postpartum depression is. So if most of you struggle from seasonal depression, it's gone. So just know that there's life at the end. Like it's just grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. But if you come to Texas or even anywhere in the US where it makes sense for you, just water the grass. That's all you gotta do.
yeah.
Okay.
I love that so much. If you guys got value, which there's a ton of value here, you guys love this conversation, please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button. I had such a wonderful time with Samantha Brooks. If you guys are not following her on IG, I will definitely drop it down, but make sure to give her a follow because I know, as I said, she's going to drop some good gems and I want all of you guys to benefit from that. So thank you so much. I love you, girl. Continue.
I love you.
Being the
I love you.
power force that you are.
When are you hopping in your car and coming?
I'm crazy like that. You know that I'm crazy like that.
I
I'm
know.
trying to debate on if it's going to be next week or the week after that, but I will definitely keep you posted.
Okay.
And
Cool.
I'll definitely keep all of the people who are following and watch us posted on that journey as well, because for sure I will be meeting up with Miss Brooks herself. So you guys have a positive, powerful, and blessed day. We love you. Take care. Thanks for tuning in.